Do this before sleep to lower your blood sugar overnight. Most people blame food for every blood sugar problem. But here's the truth. What happens in the hour before you fall asleep might be even more important. You can eat well, exercise, take your medication, and still wake up with numbers that don't make sense. Frustrating, right? That's because your body keeps working while you sleep, and your nighttime habits could be the hidden reason your blood sugar stays high. Tonight, let's walk through 5 simple bedtime habits that can bring your blood sugar down naturally, without stress and without complicating your routine. Managing diabetes doesn't stop when the sun goes down. In fact, nighttime is when quiet spikes often happen, and you only realize it in the morning when you wake up tired, thirsty, or just not yourself. The good news is that you don't need a total lifestyle overhaul. You just need a few smarter choices before bed. First, go to bed earlier and protect quality sleep. People spend hours planning meals, counting carbs, and getting steps in, but then stay up late scrolling or watching one more episode, and they pay for it the next morning. When you don't get enough rest, your body becomes more resistant to insulin, the hormone that moves sugar out of your blood and into your cells. That means even a perfect day of eating can end with a high fasting number. Think of it like trying to drive with the parking brake on. Your body is stuck in resistance mode. Deep restorative sleep lowers stress hormones, allows your cells to repair, and gives your pancreas, the organ working all day to balance blood sugar, the downtime it needs to reset for tomorrow. You don't have to transform your schedule overnight. Start small. Go to bed just 30 minutes earlier and keep a consistent lights-out time. Dim the room in the last hour, put your phone away, keep the bedroom cool, and let yourself wind down. Better sleep often shows up immediately as steadier morning numbers, fewer cravings, and more energy to make good choices the next day. No pills, no gadgets, just earlier, better sleep. Next, avoid eating right before bed. Meal timing is one of the most overlooked tools for stable overnight glucose. After you eat, your pancreas releases insulin to shuttle glucose into your cells. If you eat late in the evening, you're asking your pancreas to keep working while the rest of your body is trying to power down. That can keep blood sugar elevated for hours and disturb your sleep with thirst, bathroom trips, or that heavy, sluggish feeling in the morning. And the problem doesn't magically reset at sunrise. If you run high overnight, you may chase highs into the next day. The fix is simple. Finish your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, so digestion can slow and glucose can settle before your head hits the pillow. If life pushes dinner late, keep it lighter and balanced. A large, dense meal at 10 p.m. is a recipe for a morning frustration. If you're truly hungry near bedtime, choose a small protein-forward option with some fiber, like a handful of nuts, Greek yogurt without added sugar sprinkled with chia, or a few apple slices with a thin layer of peanut butter. The goal isn't to starve yourself. It's to stop overloading your system at the very time it should be resting. Third, steer clear of sweets and refined carbs after dinner. Nighttime can feel like permission hour. The day is done, the house is quiet, and comfort foods call your name. But those cookies, bowls of cereal, white bread, or sugary drinks hit differently at night. During the day, movement helps your muscles use up circulating glucose. At night, when you're more sedentary, that carbohydrate load lingers in your bloodstream and drives fasting numbers up by morning. Instead, aim for a balanced dinner that pairs protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Half your plate non-starchy vegetables, a quarter lean protein, and a quarter slow-burn starch like quinoa, brown rice, or sweet potato. If you crave dessert, try a no-added sugar option or simply close the kitchen and have an herbal tea. Also ask yourself why the craving is showing up. Are you actually hungry, or just bored, stressed, or dehydrated? A glass of water or a 10-minute pause can make the urge disappear. If late-night cravings are routine, look back at dinner. Did you include enough protein and fiber to keep you satisfied? A small tweak to that earlier meal can prevent a big problem later. Fourth, add a few minutes of gentle movement after dinner. You don't need a gym, a special outfit, or a sweaty workout. Even short, light activity can help your muscles pull glucose out of your blood and use it for energy, flattening the post-meal rise and setting you up for steadier overnight numbers. A simple 10 to 15-minute walk around your block, or even marching in place while you tidy the kitchen, is enough to make a difference. Gentle stretches or relaxed yoga work, too. If you prefer evening strength training or high-intensity workouts, that's great for long-term insulin sensitivity, but be aware they can briefly raise glucose for some people due to stress hormones. You don't have to quit them. Just finish with a few minutes of easy walking or slow cycling to bring your numbers back down. The point is, consistency over intensity. A small, sustainable routine you can repeat most nights. Many people notice better digestion, less bloating, a calmer mind, and easier sleep when they move a little before bed. Fifth, brush your teeth and care for your gums every night. It might sound unrelated, but oral health and blood sugar control are closely connected. High blood sugar can dry your mouth and feed bacteria that inflame gums. Inflamed gums can, in turn, make it harder for your body to handle glucose. It becomes a loop that pushes numbers in the wrong direction. Brushing with fluoride toothpaste and flossing before bed reduce the inflammation and infection risks that can nudge your glucose higher. If you notice red or swollen gums, bleeding when you brush, persistent bad breath, loose teeth, or constant dry mouth, tell your dentist and mention your diabetes status so they can tailor your care. This small nightly habit pays off not just with a healthier smile, but with a body that's under less inflammatory stress while you sleep. Bonus, once your mouth is clean and minty, you're less likely to wander back to the kitchen for a snack. Let's knit this together into a calm, repeatable evening rhythm. Imagine this simple flow. You finish dinner 2 to 3 hours before bed. You take a relaxed 10-minute walk. You dim the lights and set your phone aside. You run through a short wind-down, maybe light stretches and a few deep breaths, and you brush and floss before getting into a cool, dark bedroom. You fall asleep a little earlier than usual, and you do it around the same time most nights. None of these steps are extreme. None require new prescriptions or fancy gadgets. But together they create the conditions your body needs to balance itself through the night and greet the morning steadier. If you like checklists, here's the one-liner that many people tape to the fridge. Shut the kitchen early. Move gently. Dim and wind down. Sleep earlier and steady. Brush and protect your gums. 5 small choices. 1 big difference by morning. A few extra tips can help you personalize this routine. If late-night hunger is frequent, front-load more protein and fiber at dinner. If stress keeps you up, try a simple breathing pattern. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Repeat 5 times as you settle into bed. If you share your space, invite your family into the routine. A short walk together after dinner, screens off at a certain hour, lights lower in shared rooms. If your schedule forces late dinners, plan lighter evening meals and move your main meal earlier when you can. And if you're tracking glucose, notice how each habit changes your numbers. Use your own data to refine your evenings 1 small step at a time. Most importantly, remember that progress beats perfection. You don't have to implement everything tonight. Pick one habit, the easiest one for you, and let it become automatic. Then add the next. Maybe this week you simply stop eating 2 hours before bed. Next week, you add the 10-minute walk. The week after, you commit to brushing and flossing every night. Step by step, you'll feel steadier, sleep deeper, and start waking up with numbers that finally make sense. If this message resonates with you, drop one word in the comments that captures how you feel right now. Hopeful, calm, determined. Your story might be the nudge someone else needs. And if you'd like a printable evening checklist or a 7-day dinner plan built around steady overnights, let me know. I'll make that next. For now, give your body the gift of a gentler night. Close the kitchen, move a little, wind down, sleep early, and take care of your smile. Small habits, big mornings. You've got this. This video is educational and not a substitute for medical advice. If you use insulin or glucose-lowering medications, talk with your healthcare provider before changing meal timing, exercise, or supplements, especially if you're at risk for nighttime lows.